Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Carson Rowland about Season 3 of Sweet Magnolias, dropping worldwide on Netflix July 20th. Welcome to the show, man. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, PD Beats. Man, I love that intro.
Man, you know what? Like, we got to be excited, because if we're not excited, I mean, we're getting more episodes of Sweet Magnolias, and I think the world's been waiting for it.
A year and a half in the waiting, or more than that at this point.
And it's interesting right now because it's multiple seasons that you've played this character, Ty. And I feel like season 1 is always interesting because you've never played this character before. So you're asking all these questions. Do you feel like you kind of started getting an understanding of this character maybe last season or filming season 3? Or did you feel like you were always learning about this character?
Yeah, I think it's definitely the latter. This Ty especially, I got him. I started portraying him when he was a sophomore in high school, and then senior year. And so that's such a time for growth in a young man's life. And so really every season is kind of different. And that's kind of Ty's theme throughout all 3 seasons, is this growth, and this choosing a path, and how his, childhood potential, this unlimited childhood potential is kind of narrowed in. And you have to choose something, right? Where are you going to college? Are you pursuing baseball? And so that's kind of Ty's journey. And it's been really fun to grow along with Ty,
100%.
Yeah.
And it's crazy too, because, last season, some stuff happened.
Yeah. A lot of stuff happened.
Just a little bit, right? I mean, we want to go in fresh as much as we can. Obviously, we want people to kind of enjoy the show without kind of big spoilers. I mean, this is like the only question, Carson, that you're going to get that you probably get at other interviews. I try to do other questions that you haven't heard, but like, what can we expect for season 3 of Sweet Magnolias without kind of like big spoilers specifically?
Yes. Well, our writers are so great, and they're so consistent, which a lot of times you don't find in a show that goes 3 seasons. And so I think you can just expect what you love about the show. And the show this season really is about just forgiveness, and how there's good in everyone. And there's such I like to refer to Sweet Magnolias as like it's the equivalent of sitting on a porch and drinking a iced tea with some lemon in it on a hot summer day. It's just refreshing, it's easy, and the way that these writers incorporate this drama and this friendship and it is just great, and it's just amazing TV. And I think that's why this show has had the success it's had, is because the writers are consistent, and they're giving, I think, what drew the viewers to the season 1 initially.
The fan, like the Sweet Magnolia fans are incredible too, right? Like it's pretty wild.
They're amazing. So such a blessing to be a part of such an amazing show.
And it's like they're quick too. Like it's gonna drop July 20th, and depending, because all the different, like the Netflix effect, which I think is the most incredible thing about content, and shout out to Netflix. I mean, like so many countries get to watch the show instantly. So like depending where you are time zone wise, you're gonna wake up and people have already binged season 3. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's truly humbling just to even think about that. It's been an amazing experience. Yeah,
absolutely. And like a general thing, I mean, acting, storytelling. I know you do the music thing as well. I mean, what is your favorite thing about being a storyteller, Carson? Is there anything you like the most about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have the greatest job in the world. I really do. Every character I get to step into the shoes of, it's a different approach, and it's something new, and it's fresh, and and I think that the icing on the cake is that I get to work with such incredible people. I get to brush shoulders with people like a Joanna Garcia Swisher or like Heather Headley, that are just icons in and of themselves, and I get to work alongside with these people and learn from them and grow from them, and like your Cheryl Anderson, our showrunner, and like your Norman Buckley, and specifically Norman. I mean, he's just been such an encourager to me specifically, and I feel like he's invested a lot in me, which has been such an amazing experience for me personally, because when someone of his stature looks down and says, "Hey, you can do this better, let me help you," it's truly just it's an amazing thing to do. And it's really shown me the importance, even at 25 years old, like how much encouragement can mean. Encouraging coming from Heather. Heather sent me this amazing text a couple days ago, and it just drew me to tears. She's just so sweet, and the fact that I just have a bunch of gratitude, and that I think working alongside amazing people like this is one of the best aspects of the job I do.
I love that you kind of highlighted the community kind of team game, team sport component of it, because I feel like that's something that is always there that people love, but like it's really, really like amazing to kind of go in a room of all these people, all these talented people, right? And you kind of make something and it's disseminated in the world. It is a special feeling every time.
Yeah, no question about that.
Which is amazing. Did you always know you wanted to do like both, like the music and the acting, or did it kind of just happen?
Yeah, well, I started in musical theater. That's kind of how I got my foot in the door of acting. I did a couple professional shows, did a tour, and so music is a big part of my life. And I play several instruments, and I love it. I was given the opportunity to record this EP with this group of people who turned out to be some of my closest friends, and that was kind of like our COVID project. What an amazing thing to do, to just sit down, with all the time we had and write songs. And to me, music, the difference between music and acting, music to me is extremely personal.
Yeah.
I write, things that I'm feeling, right? Yep. And obviously my characters, I bring myself into my characters, but it's somebody else. It's someone unique that I'm trying to create. It's more, creative in that sense. But music is very personal to me. And it's been such a blessing to be able to do both at the same time.
100%.
Music will always have that hold on me, and being that sort of creative endeavor was really one of the most fun I've had, being creative and working with some people.
100%. I'm a big music guy too. That's where PD Beats came from. I used to play drums in bands. That was my stage name, man. I'm just saying. Yeah, absolutely. Last question before we wrap up, because I wanted to really ask you this, because I feel like it's pretty crazy to think about this, and I always think about it. I look at shows like Sweet Magnolias, Carson, and a big thing I kind of take away from this show, from season 1, even season 3, is the self-reflection component of it. All these characters are kind of figuring out their ways, doing a lot of soul searching and everything. And the growth is like nonstop between episodes and seasons and everything. And during the pandemic, that's all we were doing. We were doing self-reflection and figuring things out because we had the time to do so. We were at home and everything. So I really do feel like a show like Sweet Magnolias, Carson, because of that pandemic self-reflection thing I told you about, really hits harder and becomes instantly more relatable to people. And during this process, because I believe you also, like, the show came out during the pandemic and everything, did you ever think about that component of it, like the self-reflection component of it?
Yeah, the self-reflection component is a really, really great take. I really haven't thought about that aspect all that much, and I really enjoy that. To me, especially when it came out in 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, to me, what really stood out the most was that this show is about community, right? It's about family, it's about friends, about being there for each other, which is what the world needed, then more than ever, right? And so I was just so blessed and honored to be a part of a show that can bring a community together and help people through a time of through COVID, which was so. But yeah, I love that self-reflection argument. It's truly, it's a story of growth. These people are working through their trials and their battles together, and it's about being there for each other. And it's really crazy. Like I feel like I watch shows now with these slice of life, coming of age components, movies too, Carson, and I'm like, man, like, everything hits harder because that was our life. That was us. Like, we had so much time to think, you know what I mean? It's incredible. And, season 3 of Sweet Magnolias is dropping worldwide on Netflix July 20th. So you'll be able to check that out. Carson, it was so great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time, man. Beats, man. It's such a pleasure.
Yeah. And then your Instagram account, if they just put Carson Rowland, they'll find it, right?
It should come up. Yep.
Awesome. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popturn for previous episodes. You would, of course, catch Carson Rowland as Ty in season 3 of Sweet Magnolias, dropping worldwide on Netflix July 20th. Until next time, this is Carson and PD Beats, signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.